Hey everybody, Natalie Cutler-Welsh here, the go-to girl. And I'm here today with Amanda Betts. We are doing a podcast. I believe it's podcast number 87. And today we're talking about owning your confidence and giving back, which is such a great topic. And you are the perfect person for this topic. So Amanda Betts, we've known each other for about a year.
Yes.
We've both been growing our businesses. So I'm so excited for you today to share what you're up to. I know you've got two things going on. You've got Over to You and you've got Bridge the Gap. So can you tell everyone a bit about you and what you're up to?
My goodness, a bit about me, 47 years on the planet in a little wee space of time. So I was in the fashion industry for 30 years. I started off as a model when I was given an envelope. You know, when you get given an envelope when you're a teenager and you get so excited because like, whoa, it's going to be money. And I opened it up and it was a modeling course. And I was like, yeah, I want clothes. You know, I was a teenager. Of course I want clothes. And so I begrudgingly went on this modeling course and I got a $5,000 TV commercial before I actually finished the course. And it was really interesting. I was paid to dance around in my undies and fake laugh and all the posing. And I was thinking, oh, this is so difficult because I had to kind of act confident when I wasn't confident at all. And it was the getting into the industry was amazing. And I started doing lots of modeling and until eventually I had my son. And I decided to be a model agent out of the blue, which was amazing. I mean, you must have had that call as well, right? When you just get a call and it's like, I need to go down this track.
Right? Yeah, not for me, it wasn't modeling, but yeah.
No, it wasn't. But you got the call. And then I got into being an agent, having never done it before. And it was such an amazing thing to do because I was like, oh, okay, I'm actually now teaching other people how to build their confidence and how to get paid to be confident. Really, that's what it really is. And I decided I wanted to own my own agency by the time I was 40. And I was thinking, how am I going to do that? You know, I've got a 2-year-old and I've got about to leave my husband and I had a new job. But I thought, you know what? I'm just going to give it a try and see what happens and put it out there. And then I went to Klein for two years and then 62 for 2.5 years. And then my grandmother that gave me the modeling course.
Oh, it was your grandmother? Oh.
Yeah, it was my grandmother. She saw something in me that I couldn't see in myself, and which I think is a really important thing for all of us. And then I thought, I have to do this myself because everything went to the only son that was left out of 3 of her sons. And I thought, no one's going to do it for me. I have to do it myself. And so I went about starting my own agency and I started Red 11 Models, co-founded Red 11 Models from scratch in 2005.
So for people out there who don't know about modeling, like I didn't know much about modeling, but that is huge. This is a huge modeling company here in New Zealand.
It is. Well, I built a top 10 new face in the world after a year of modeling. And it's massive. Like some of the really big faces that are coming out of New Zealand, I've worked with. It was my job to take care of them. So we built Red 11 and then I walked away in 2013, the day that Nelson Mandela ended up dying actually. And again, got another call, had to do something else. And that's when I actually tried to figure it all out.
Yeah, I mean, that's what life does, though. You go on these kind of journeys, and then sometimes whether you decide or someone else decides, you take a different path, which is really cool. So in a minute, I'll ask you to elaborate a little bit more about what the other two ventures are that you're doing. But what I love is that you work with youth. I love that part of what you do is working with youth and really helping them to own their confidence.
Yes.
And to shine.
Yes.
And to, I guess a lot of people judge people in society on what they look like, what they're wearing. And sometimes by changing up what you're wearing and changing the way that you're standing, presenting, where your eyes are looking, can make a huge difference. And I know you work with youth. So can you tell us a bit about that?
Sure.
Yeah.
What I do is I help people own their confidence. And a lot of my work is focused on youth which is interesting because there's also been a lot of women that I work with. I do transformational photographic shoots, for example. But when it comes to youth in particularly, that's where it all starts. You know, our confidence, we are just beating ourselves up as teenagers. We're comparing ourselves to everybody, you know, always looking to what we're doing wrong as opposed to what we're doing right. So I decided that I wanted to use my 30 years in the business as well as my personal stories. I come from a very harrowing childhood, and boy, there's a lot of stories, which has led me to do lots of inspirational speaking and I speak at schools and, Dress of Success and all sorts of different events, which is amazing. But working with youth is something really unique. So I work with child, youth and family, and I also work with youth justice residents and Fostering Kids New Zealand. And I've started these boot camp days, and they're life skills through fashion. And because it's confidence is layering. There's lots of layering when it comes to confidence, like speaking confidently, even speaking confidently with you. That's something that we're both really comfortable with. We've done it a lot. But of course, you don't become confident until you actually do it. So it's a little bit like confidence to me is one of those things like driving a car. Okay, you can watch, you can observe, you can do all the online research, etc. But until you get in that car and you're driving the car yourself, you aren't going to become confident at it. So confidence does come through competence. Who is really helping these teenagers do this? Where are they learning their confidence skills? For starters, they don't listen to their parents, and especially disadvantaged youth. I'm working a lot with disadvantaged youth. A lot of them don't have necessarily role models that they can turn to and go, oh, actually, I am actually going to listen to what you say. I'm going to listen to what you want to show me and teach me. So that was a really big part of it in the drive is where do they learn confidence? For me, I kind of had the sink or swim thing. And I think a lot of us did, when we were younger, it's kind of like sink or swim. You have to figure it out. And by the way, there's no phones. So you just went, okay, well, I have to figure this out and work it out for myself. And of course, that encourages you to become more confident. So confidence is a lot of layering. It's the way that you look, the way that you do your makeup, the way that you do your hair, the jewelry that you wear, the way you put your outfits together. And what people are not realizing with regards to confidence is sometimes it's just little small changes, Nat, that can really make the really big difference. If I wear this outfit with a leather jacket as opposed to with a blazer, it's going to make a really big difference. And it's about how you feel. Like, do you feel better when you're rocking out a leather jacket, or do you feel better when you're rocking out a blazer?
I know. I just said to my kids this morning, I want to take Daddy shopping. I said, not to change him, but just so that he can get some clothes that make him feel as awesome as he is.
Yes. And that's a big one.
Yeah.
Because again, kind of putting yourself out there.
He was keen. It wasn't just me, he's into it.
Yeah, he's agreeing to it, right?
Yeah.
And then, so where are you going to go to, for example? Like, are you going to take him shopping, for example?
I don't have the style. You either have it or you don't. I don't know with that kind of stuff. I don't really have the style touch. I would love to, give them to someone who knows what they're doing to take them. But no, I'm happy to take them.
Yeah. I'd take them.
Yeah, it'd be awesome. Because wearing different outfits, certain things. I mean, a lot of people have said to me, even in the past year when I got my wardrobe makeover and all that, it makes a huge difference to your confidence if you're wearing clothes that you think really reflect who you are. It's amazing.
It's all about feeling good too. It's that, everything's about feeling good. Does this make me feel good?
Yeah.
And if it doesn't make you feel good, then stop wearing it. And definitely you have, you might have uniforms that you have to wear. And in a way, in everything that we do with our work is also a uniform, but it's a uniform by choice. Right? It's a uniform by choice. And I always think that when it comes to clothing and the way that you present yourself, for example, think of it like, are you catching, you're catching fish. What fish are you catching? As opposed to what story are you telling? It's like, well, what do I want to catch today? Do I want to
Who do I want to attract to me?
Exactly. Exactly. Who do I want to attract? Like, we all know that red is a great power color. Okay. Green's a healing color, and blue is also a healing color as well. So blue you should use when you want to project something out, for example, as a color.
Oh, good to know.
Yeah.
I normally wear pink, but today I'm wearing green. So in these classes, the other thing you showed me earlier is some before and after photos, which are amazing. So actually, if you guys want to check those out, some of the before and afters, Instagram?
Yes. So there's some of them on Instagram and also some of them on Facebook as well.
Okay. Yeah. Amanda Betts on Instagram?
Amanda Betts on Instagram and Amanda Betts on Facebook.
Actually, some of them, I might put a couple on. So if you guys go out over to the show notes on gotogirlsocialmedia.com/87, I will put some of these, the ones that ones that are already public, that you're happy to share. I'll put those in the show notes as well. So what else do you cover in the workshop?
We cover really good basic things, again, about confidence as well, because it's so much more than just clothes. We cover handshakes, okay? Introducing yourself with confidence. That's a big one. Don't you think? It's like people don't know how to, be aware of other people's space, like stepping forward into their space, using other people's names straight away. First of all, it's going to help you remember their name. If you use their name straight away, hi, I'm Amanda. Hi, Amanda, I'm Natalie. It's nice to meet you.
Yeah.
Okay, so straight away, you're forming a connection. And when you form a connection, that helps with your confidence as well. You're like, oh, okay, well, that's really good. She used my name, I used her name, and let's go. So we cover handshakes, basic introductions, finding commonality with people. So we have this really fun exercise with questions, and they've all got to pick out some questions, and they've got to find out 5 things about each other within 2 minutes.
Right.
Because I was just telling you yesterday, I was at an event, and it was a fantastic women's networking event. It was they were inducting people like Julie Christie into the Hall of Fame of women entrepreneurs, and Annette Presley, and there was Sharon Hunter there. It was amazing. But this woman just came into this conversation, and she's like, hi, I'm so-and-so. And we're like, oh, hi, and we all introduced ourselves. And she said, so what do you do? Straight away, she's like, what do you do? I was like, wow, we just went straight past the kiss. So naturally what happened is all of us kind of backed away, because it's like, oh, okay, straight away we're going into what do you do? So it's having the confidence to actually know what to say when you go into conversation. So conversation starters are a big one.
Can you give us a few ideas? So for if we are in that scenario, the networking scenario, or at an event, what is something better to say?
Oh my gosh, one of the best ones I always think, because the whole idea is when you're entering into conversations, for example, you want to include as many people as possible. Okay, that's what's going to happen there, is you're going to find common bonds for people. So one of the best things that I always say is, what brought you here today? Okay, who brought you here today could be a really good one as well. So say, for example, if you're going to a party, well, obviously that person's party is what brought you here today. But you can say, who brought you here today? That's not assuming straight away that it's necessarily the host. I'm like, oh, I've got my friend who who knows, Tracy, the host, and straight away you're finding out a little bit about them so that you can connect. You can grab a little hook and connect with them, right, and find out. Because it's like, if I was to talk to you, say, for example, right now about butterflies, and you have no interest in butterflies, well, we're going to find it really hard to connect. So to find out about you, I need to ask you questions. But, because otherwise you get that whole awkward, hey, I'm Amanda. Hey, I'm Natalie. Now what? Or if you go into hard and fast and furious, what do? Straight away, you're putting somebody into a box about what they do, and you're defining them by what they do as opposed to who they are. So if you look at everybody as an opportunity to learn more about people, that's a really great way to approach it. So what brings you here today is really good, or who brought you today? Oh, I got an invite.
Like, I'm going to an event this weekend, Game Changer 2-day event with Kate and Henry, who I actually interviewed about 3 podcasts ago. And yeah, that's exactly, we're going to be surrounded by all these people. Some of them are business people, some of them aren't. So you don't want to be like, what do you do, kind of thing.
Yeah.
But exactly that. So it's kind of like, what are you hoping to get out of the event? Or
that's another good one.
How did you find the last speaker, or whatever it is? You can ask them their opinion on things too.
And you could even come in with a statement, just say, oh my gosh, I'm just going to put it out there. I thought Sue Dunmore from Rose and Thorn was hilarious. I loved her story, let alone her accent. Straight away, she's Scottish. She had great stories. Straight away, that gives people lots of room to pick at and not feel that they could possibly be judged.
And the light's not exactly on them.
Yeah,
like,
no,
what do they do?
You're just throwing it out there.
Yeah.
That was really awesome. And another one I always sort of find too is that I saw this bunch of women, and they just burst into laughter. And I was actually just finishing something on my phone. And when I just said, that just looked like so much fun just watching it and hearing it. What were you guys laughing about? And straight away, they, for a moment, they're like, this random woman. But straight away, it's like asking them to share the joy with them, with you. And people that are interested in other people naturally love to share joy, knowledge, and information. So it's a good one too.
That's awesome. So I love that you're talking about clothing. We're talking about conversation. And also, what about, you talked about the handshake. So is there a do and don't with that? Can we demonstrate?
I'll tell you what. When you go to meet someone and they go like this, and you got the little soft fish handshake. It just gives you the heebie-jeebies. So I always say to my teens, right? So here you go. You've got your L. Okay. So what you want to do is connect this part with this.
Yeah.
So you go in right? Like that, okay?
Got it.
Now, the first thing, actually, we'll just raise it up a wee bit. First thing is you have your hands straight and your wrists straight, right? Because like otherwise you're going in like this, okay?
Right.
So when you're coming in, you want to come in like that, straight, with the elbow close to your body, for example. So I'll have to stand up, right? Because otherwise you go like that and you got the elbow out and straight away I'm actually challenging it, okay? So the elbow stays nice and close to the body and it goes forward. You get this part to connect with that part. We'll do it up here. Great. And then you got the straight hand, okay?
Are you
so
actually,
notice how I
you're
straight away.
You're touching my hand?
Yep, so I'm straight away. And then that puts the fingers around there so that there's none of this wet fish.
Yeah, that feels yucky.
Yeah, we hate that. So it's straight into that and it's bring and then step back out of their space.
Right.
So really important to step back out of people's space. I mean, I've got this massive energy and personality and I'm trying to talk slowly, but it's really important to step back out of their space, maintain the eye contact as well. So if I was like going, hey, it's nice to meet you, and then I'm flicking my eyes around straight away, or energy in the face, okay, projected. Even no matter what's going on inside, we have to make sure that we project what we want to say. So it's like, hey, it's nice to meet you, is going to make a big difference saying, hey, it's nice to meet you. Okay, so the energy is really, really important as well. So, and definitely like make sure, like I had somebody that introduced themselves to me and they went, hey, like this to me.
Oh, wow, that's hard.
You can imagine, do you know what I did?
Kiss their ring.
Oh, that would have been a good one,
okay.
But not quite. But I did put my hand on top of their hand. Yeah. Absolutely. So I went, so nice to meet you.
Yeah.
You know, so straight away, that person felt like that they were the uncomfortable one, and I was still really perfectly nice about it.
It's so funny at networking events. Like, as you know, I had my big networking event a few months ago.
You do great networking events, by the way. I love them. They're so good.
And naturally, you go along to those events and there's going to be strangers. There's going to be people that you feel like you know because you met them online, but you've never actually met them in person.
Yeah.
And then there's going to be people that you already know. And so then you get the hug. Do we hug? Do we shake hands thing? And I'm a hugger. Like I'm a total hugger.
Same,
like I'll often, you know, if I see someone and I know them online, but I've never actually met them, I totally go for the hug because it's like I feel like I know you already.
Yeah.
So any
because you've made the connection.
I guess teenagers don't hug, but maybe women entrepreneurs do.
Well, they do. And I think the other thing too is when you're just open and honest and speaking from the heart, you kind of can't go too wrong. So that happened to me yesterday. This woman said, "Oh my gosh, I follow you on Facebook and Instagram, and you're so inspiring, and I love your story." La, la, la. And I just said, "Oh, thank you so much." And then she put her hand out and I went, "Are you kidding?"
And you went in for the hug.
You just told me the most beautiful thing. I'm going to hug you. Thank you. Thank you for following me. I really appreciate it. And I enjoy our conversation. And I think what's really important is to, if you can, when you reflect back to people something about them, they feel so honored that you care enough to remember. And I think that's really important. And say, "Oh, how did you go with your trip to Colorado, by the way? Was it good?" You know, and they'll go, "Wow, did you remember that?" Now, it doesn't matter whatever the conversation that comes after that. They are just feeling so amazing that you actually cared enough to remember. So I think it's like with the interaction, and sometimes they say, "Oh, what sort of conversations have we been having lately?" You know, and they'll say, "Oh, and I made this comment about, you know, the four words for a best piece of advice were blah, 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 blah."
Oh, I saw that.
Oh, yeah, right. See, there you go. Yeah, see, exactly like that. And I think that's a really big one as well.
I said, be true to you.
Yes, and I love that one. I was like, yeah, I like that one. Be true to you.
Yeah. So today we're talking about confidence. We're also talking about giving back. So I guess at this stage, I'd love it if anyone listening or watching the video, we'd love to hear your thoughts on with confidence, what has helped you be more confident, and what actually scares you. You know, some people, when I say networking event, they just like freeze up. They're like, "Oh my God." Whereas other people, if I said webinar, you know, running your own webinar, they'd be like, "Oh my gosh, that's so scary. That's so intimidating. I could never be so confident." So I would love it if you could comment on the show notes, which are going along with this podcast, and just tell us your experience with like what has helped you be more confident, or you know what actually scares you and you could do with some help for getting more confident. The other thing we were going to talk about today, of course, is giving back. So can you tell us about your bracelet?
Yes. Okay. So here we go. This is my little collaboration with Lindy Kingy. So we've got the little youth star there, and
I'm so glad we did video because
I know, how could they see it? So I'll just describe that. So with the programs that I run, that and it's life skills through fashion, because just to go back to that a little bit, because it has a lot to do with Bridge the Gap. So we also teach. We have makeup artists in, okay, from Justin Conroy of Mirror Makeup and Samala Robinson Academy. We also Seville's Academy of Hairdressing have been amazing, and send students that are still learning to come in and do people's hair for the courses as well. Then we have a photographer come in, and we have racks of clothing and stacks of shoes and accessories, and the kids come in and just go, knowing that they're going to be able to dress up in these things. And then we do these shoots, and we do these before and afters of them, and we put together their first outfit with them, and we push them outside their comfort zone, because again, it's a little bit like I was saying to you before about when you have seen an amazing picture of yourself, and I am sure that there's not many of you that could say, you know what, I've seen tons of really great pictures of myself. And really own it, to really own it. It's like, yeah, I look really good in that picture and I feel really great. And so what we do is we actually, not only are you picking your outfit, so we pick your first outfit with you, okay? So it's a collaboration and collective effort. And then the second one, we go, right, go play. Right, go play. You can't go wrong, because you've already got the shot. We've already got an amazing shot of you. So go and explore and play and see what you like the look of. And so we're actually, rather than just the whole fish and chips, there you go, put that on, away you go. We're doing the whole, hey, this is how you put it together, and this is what you could think about. So one of my girls, for example, had this blue denim dress, and she wanted to wear a black leather jacket with that. And I said, well, I've got a tan one, like a caramel goes really, really well with that. And then if I put you in those boots, those tan boots that go with it, they are Michael Kors boots, and they're like $700. So you should put those ones on. And she just felt $1 million. Black jacket be gone, actually. And I love a black leather jacket. But
you will never see me in a black leather jacket.
Really?
No.
Why not? It's not black. It's a blazer.
I just can't do black up top.
Really? You've got your beautiful
blonde. It could be a challenge.
It could be a challenge, yeah. I think you could do sexy black on top. Yeah, maybe a black leather jacket would be too much.
With a colorful necklace, surely.
Yeah, totally. Yeah, there's so many good ones. And then we take pictures of these girls, and we teach you posing. So the posing thing's really important, like fat arm, okay? How can you be confident when every time you see a picture of yourself, you've got double chins, like, and I have a real... There you go. I'm giving it away. What you do when the camera comes out, so the camera's here. So I go like this towards the camera and put my chin down. And then I smile. Okay? Big difference to this. Because when a camera comes to you, your natural reaction is like this. Get away.
Right.
And of course, that's the closest thing to the camera, right? So your whole body is disappearing. The other thing is that fat arm, like when you get your arm and you go, oh my gosh, I look like I've got ham hocks coming out the side. What you do is you have your elbow, I'm going to again stand up for this one, hold on. Elbow away from the body a wee bit as opposed to there. And I'm actually going to really show you. Here we go. Da-da-da-da. Right? Fat arm.
Tips.
Not so fat. Fat arm. Not so fat. Okay? So the elbow just goes out of the body just a little tiny wee bit. Okay? There it is, as opposed to there. And the other thing too, so you can see there, my little bits there, right? I don't know about you guys, but I've got those bits. You cut through it with the arm. There we go. And now it's gone. Okay? So little tips like that. And also with your hips, when a lot of people, we were talking about posture as well, and they have the whole, boobs go to the stomach thing. But actually, if you are nice and tall through the top of your head, right? So rather than shoulders back, that gives you a block body,
right?
Right? It's not shoulders back. It's because it's like, think of them like butterfly wings with your shoulder blades. They need to be nice and square like that, as opposed to pulled back like that, right? So that's not where it is. It comes in from the top of the head as if someone is lifting you right up. Okay? Okay, try that. Ready, and up.
And lift.
And lift, and now chin out and down. And away you go. So you push your hips away from the camera. Right. And that's going to make your hips look a little bit slimmer as well. So that's a really good one. Oh, and another big one, okay, that nobody ever tells you is when you're facing camera, you've got a full length, okay, don't go side on, okay? Always go front on. And then if you've got somebody with you, say, for example, Nat, if I go in front of her, I'm going to be the biggest one. Okay, I don't want that because I'm bigger than that. I'm going to pull her into me, and she can cut through my body, and all of a sudden you can't tell. Okay, trick. And then the foot, your foot, when it faces the camera, so there we go. If you have your foot there, it breaks the line of the camera of your legs and it makes your legs look short and stumpy. So you have your feet actually facing the camera, one of the feet facing the camera, and that's a big trick.
Oh, these are good tips.
They're good tips.
Because I think that's the kind of stuff I love that you do it with youth, and it helps their confidence so much. I imagine they make great friends as well.
Oh yeah, I forgot to go and bridge the gap. Sorry,
and we'll talk about bridge the gap. But what I'd love to do is see if we can put something together at some stage for women who can do all this stuff. So it's like one day, not only would it be super fun and hilarious to try on all those outfits, but to come away with some really cool photos. But also I love the fact that it works on confidence because so many entrepreneurs were often thinking about who's my ideal client, what is my offering, what is the outcome for them. But it's like, actually, sometimes it's good to focus on yourself, particularly if you're about to put yourself out there. Maybe you're launching a webinar, online course, or a workshop or something. And you want to just be, not just, I want to be confident, but you want to be you.
Yeah, you do. You want to be authentic. You want to be able to, and I think that rather than think about it as confidence per se, it's thinking about projecting. That's the really big thing. So you're projecting your voice. Like, we're both projecting our voice right now. So it's projecting yourself to people so that they can then take you in. Okay, so rather than hey, I'm going to be confident. The thing is that we don't have a glass forehead. I always used to say this in my modeling days. I think, oh, damn it, I was meant to be over there. I meant to turn that way. But really, nobody knows what you're going to do or say, and you can just cover it up. You can fake it, like that fake it till you make it. We all know that. And being honest, I think, is a really great thing for confidence building. And I know that sounds like the strangest thing for confidence building, but it's actually being a little bit vulnerable. Say, hey, you know what? This is my first webinar. I'm really nervous about it, but hey, I'm going to do it anyway. And if you do something like that, you're straight away giving them, going, oh, okay, you know what? I'm going to take it easy on her. Whereas if I came through too confidently and said, hey, I do this all the time and I'm really comfortable, when I haven't, that's just outright lying. And it doesn't feel good, because then if you get caught out, there's no taking it back. So the best thing that you can do is actually not be afraid and pick your times to be just a little bit vulnerable.
Yeah, I agree. All right, so Bridge the Gap bracelet.
Yes, Bridge the Gap. So I'm working with child, youth and families, as I was saying, and youth justice residents and Fostering Kids New Zealand and disadvantaged youth. So I had a heck of a background with my childhood, and I just thought, right, well, where do the teenagers go? Where do they go to get confident? Where do they go to get clothing when they are, they've had 38 placements in a year, like one of my girls. They were like maybe me in their school and home at 15 years old with 2 years high school education under my belt. You can imagine I was not confident when I started modeling. It took years of building, and the things that I did in those 2 years, confidence was the last thing that I ever thought that could happen. So I thought, I used to, help beauty privileged people become more privileged and open up more opportunities for them. So they got to travel as a model, they got paid well, they got given free clothes, and everything that they needed to build their confidence, they got. But where did our disadvantaged youth get that? When the parents making various decisions and so forth, where do they go? They had nowhere to go. So I started the Bridge the Gap project. And basically, like, for example, you're supporting the Bridge the Gap project in what you're doing. So the Bridge the Gap project are a powerful collective of really inspiring and generous people that give in a way that they can give. So whether that's through money, time, clothing, mentoring, internships, work experience, because again, confidence comes from competence. So we get together and I run these boot camps, for child, youth and family kids, as well as all sorts of kids, because confidence is a really major issue. Our suicide rates wouldn't be what they are if people were confident. That's the fact of the matter.
That's right. And it's not just disadvantaged kids.
It's not just disadvantaged kids.
Yeah.
If anything, what happens is, and it's literally bridging the gap. It's bringing all these kids together. So the people that have these kids that won't talk to them, okay? I don't know about you, but I have encountered a lot of teenagers who will not listen to what their parents say. A lot of them. Worked with thousands.
I heard that your nickname was the Teenage Whisperer.
The Teen Whisperer, yes, I've been given that. Because no matter what they try, until I come on board and I go, right, you know what? This is what we're going to do. And they all listen to everything I have to say, which is awesome. But that's because, you know, of my stories, of, you know, knowing how to connect with teens and knowing what inspires them. The fact of the matter is that most teenagers don't want to listen to their parents. They go, how can you tell me what to wear when you look like that? Right? Whereas with my teenagers that I'm working with, you know, they wear my clothes in the shoots. Even the women wear the clothes in the shoots and things like that. So I create this place for them. I've collected over $20,000 worth of donated clothing from amazing people. I'm just going to say it. Like,
you are so well
Kenyon,
connected. She's so well connected.
I'm so well connected. And I love connecting people. I love connecting, like you, Nat. Actually, I remember the first conversation. I'm just going to say this aside. I have to say this. The first conversation I ever had with you, one of the first things that you said is, I love people, and I love helping people, and I love connecting people. And as I say, you're my kind of woman, which, you know, honestly, I remember that with an absolute hand on my heart.
That's cool.
So Greta Kenyon's organised a bunch of clothes for me. Federation donated a bunch of clothes. Ketski, $5,000 worth of clothes straight out. You know, Maury and Eve, Public Library.
I love this. I have no idea what you're talking about.
Yeah, I know, it's cool. But that's why you need to come to me. But there's all these amazing clothes, right? And so what I'm able to do is, anyone that comes on my boot camp, if you are in a position, if you want your child to come home and be on cloud nine and believe in themselves and know that they can be so much more if they would just break down the barriers and listen. If you want that for your kid, send them to me. Okay, send them to me. And the other amazing thing is I'm combining all these kids together, right? And I don't care about their stories, how they got to where they are, etc. What I'm interested in is what you're going to do from here on in. The fact of the matter is, to be confident, we all need to feel good about what we're wearing. We want to see good pictures of ourselves. I want to get my makeup done damn straight. If I'm going to get my makeup done by somebody who knows what they're doing, who cares about me, and the hair, we do all the hair for them, accessorizing, the whole works. They go home with these pictures. It's a little bit like what I was saying about the baked bean thing, right? When you've had baked beans, right, for a long, long time, and it could be with anything that you're doing, and then you get given crispy bacon, do you want to go back to baked beans? Do you? And then once you've had baked beans and then you get poached eggs as well, do you want to go back? And that's what confidence is like. So like, let's just say makeup is like the poached eggs, and let's say the avocado is like getting your hair done, and the bacon is like having really cool clothes to wear. Okay, they're all, and knowing how to shake a hand confidently, that is a really big thing. And introduce yourself confidently. That's like
come into a conversation, leave a conversation,
and feel like you did it with grace.
Stand up for yourself.
Yes, that's a really, and being authentic, even like not being afraid of what people think. So, like say for example, we don't talk about, we go, who's your most annoying celebrity? Because all teenagers will tell you what they hate before they tell you what they like.
Right.
So it's like the pizza thing. I always go, okay, what would you like on your pizza? Well, I don't like anchovies. Yeah, okay, got that. But what do you want on your pizza? Well, yeah, actually, I don't do salami. Okay, I got that. But what do you want on your pizza? And so what's happening with this whole confidence thing is like, okay, what do you want? What does make you feel good? What do you like?
That is so funny. One of my mummy phrases that I use with my kids all the time is, don't tell me what you don't want. Just tell me what you do want.
Yeah.
Because they're like, oh, I'm hungry. I'm tired. I'm like, tell me what you need.
Yeah.
Tell me what you want.
Yeah.
That's so
yeah,
funny.
well, I don't want that.
The other thing with the beauty thing is it's interesting. So here they come in, they do the makeup, they do the hair, they feel awesome. That's great. But it's like they don't know how to do the makeup themselves and stuff. But does it also teach them? Because I know I've got a friend and she's a bit worried about her. Her teenager's fine. She's not like a troubled youth at all. But she's looking at the beauty mags. She's like, comparing? And she's going, I don't like my skin. I don't like my hair.
Right.
So does it also show them all that stuff you see in the beauty magazines? Like it's makeup. Look at the power of makeup.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah. It totally,
so it's not
totally
just
is.
showing them like you can be beautiful. It's like beauty is on the inside.
It so is on the inside. Right. I know that sounds like a cliche, but you are so right? Because the thing is, again, I call it the fish and chip syndrome.
Anyone can look amazing like the magazine.
Of course they can. And that's my whole point as well. I'm actually going to show you guys this little, like it's 15 seconds. It's an Instagram video, but this is going to be really, really good because it shows a really classic example. Okay, hold on. I'll just set this up because you've made a really good point, Nat.
Yeah, that's good. Oh, down. Yeah, stop. Are these your pics?
Uh-huh. Right. So now that's before and afters. It's really obvious. Okay. What happens is when you go in, and this is what's so wonderful about these shoots. Like, I'm so passionate about it. This is not about making money. I would have stayed at Red 11, honestly. What did I do to myself? But no, this is about when you see, because I've had those experiences as a model, okay, I wasn't confident. I was completely screwed up. You want the truth? I was completely screwed up. Damn straight I was screwed up. And when I started modeling and I looked at the first picture of myself and I'm like, oh my gosh, that is me. And what happens on here, we get tears all the time. I get tears, like this amazing 50-year-old woman just burst into tears and couldn't stop hugging me because she came in thinking, she said to me, you'll never get a good picture out of me. I'm no good. And I said, okay, well, we'll just put that bet on at the end of it and see how true that is. At the end of it, she cried and cried and hugged and hugged and cried and hugged. And it was wonderful. And I loved every second of it. It was better than getting a girl ready for Fashion Week, for Paris Fashion Week, I'm telling you. So what happens in those iPhone shots, they're not treated, okay? So you come in, okay, and then I take your picture. So we go through the whole process. And then at the end of it, we, take your pictures and we direct you as to what to do. When they see themselves like, honey, that is you. That is already inside of you, like a star, as we were talking about, shining, which is what the star things are about on the Bridge the Gap basis. And it's like, that's already in there. That is actually you. We just helped you with makeup, right? We helped you with hair. And we don't just do it for you. We teach you and give you tips about it. Oops, sorry. So we give you tips about how to do this. And then we put the outfits together and then we direct you and then we photograph you. And we say, there are no tricks here. That is actually you. And again, once you've had that, there is no going back. All you need to do is put a little bit of effort into yourself. And you said that before. I thought it was really great when you said care about you. We're so focused, especially as mums, on everybody else. And then we're wondering why we can't connect with our teens. You give them one of these, and we do mother and daughter sessions as well. They are amazing because the girls, what happens, I go, right, put your arm around your mother. No. And it's like, have you enjoyed your experience today? Do you feel like $1 million in a supermodel? Exactly. Put your arm around your mother, right? And of course they won't defy me, and they do.
I know,
because
you're tough, but you're lovely.
Oh, they're amazing. And I get some tough, seriously tough kids, and I love it. But once you see yourself like that, you can't go back, and that's what's super exciting. So that's what the Bridge the Gap project is about. So say, for example, Lindy Kingy, she's so kind, designing these with me. So the sale of 2 of these helps me dress 2 outfits on a teenager, okay, which I absolutely love. So
to wear or to take home?
To have.
Right.
To have.
They get to keep the clothes.
They get to keep the clothing.
Right. That's cool.
So what we do is we've got a whole bunch of donated clothes, which is amazing. And say, for example, we might get something and we'll sell it online. Okay. We sell it through Designer Wardrobe, and we also sell it through Covet Consignment. And we sell it because I found, say, a $12 Kate Sylvester dress in a Salvation Army store, which is amazing. But a teenager's not going to necessarily appreciate that. And out of that $12, we then sell the dress. I can buy 6 things at, say, Paper Bag Princess. So, for example, I got this amazing pair of Adidas pony skinned zebra striped shoes for $8. Okay, there's no way you can get that. So you're going to be able to get so many more things, and that helps me with these kids, like, mix up their outfits and take some stuff home, which is just going to help them a little bit more when they go to project themselves into the world.
And then when they're wearing their bracelet, they remember.
They've got their touch points. So the thing is that, I went to some really dark places as a teenager, really dark places. I mean, I tried twice to be one of those statistics, that I talked about. It was 22 Valiums, actually. I'm not afraid to say it. I tell everybody, I speak at schools about it. I'm really honest, because actually that's a really big thing with teenagers when you're dealing with them. If you really want something out of your teenager, just be so honest, no BS with them. They know when you're hiding stuff and when you're trying to cover stuff. When I was talking about vulnerability before, be vulnerable with your teenagers. Say, hey, I don't know the answer to everything. You're going to have to help me on this, because actually in my day, that's how I did it. But these days it's completely different and that's now irrelevant. How can you help me know more about it? And that is confidence building as well, not only for your teenager, but for you. You know, it really is confidence building with you, because your kid will then be able to connect with you. But yeah, so that's touch points. So I love the red one in particular, because that's like to the heart, you know, when you wear it.
So how can people connect and find out more about Bridge the Gap, and also over to you?
So go on to amandabetts.com, which I was telling you before, I had to learn to own up to my name, like with business, naming the business. So over to you are the courses and the programs that I run, and the Bridge the Gap project is helping disadvantaged teens and bringing everyone together on an even keel, because life skills need to be learnt by everyone, not just disadvantaged teens. Okay. And they just go on to amandabetts.com. There's a Bridge the Gap page. There's Facebook as well, which is a big one for me, and Instagram. And you can buy the bracelets at Covet Consignment. And at the moment, you can just PM me and I will make sure that you receive a bracelet.
You know what I love? Okay, huge shout out to you, because you've had this successful career in modeling, built this amazing company. And then, you know, just in life, your passion shifts, doesn't it? And your focus. And now you realize you can help make beautiful people more beautiful, but now you can help youth or women that need a bit of a confidence boost, either to catapult their business to the next level, or just to make, as a youth, just to make them feel better, get through the day. And you've followed that path. And you've not only that, but you've done collaboration, which I always talk about. You've tapped into amazing networks that you've got. You've called upon like super incredible people that you know to bring all these like donations of the amazing clothing on all these big brands that I've never heard of, and bring it all together. So like, congratulations to you, Amanda. That's awesome.
Thank you so much. I think the big thing is too, and it's what we were discussing before, the thing is, it's one thing to feel beautiful, and that's amazing. Feeling beautiful is great, because the truth is that I see beauty in every single person. There's no such thing as an ugly person in my mind. It's just a person that doesn't know about the diamond and star inside of them. As cliche and corny as that sounds, right? It's like, where are the diamonds, honeys? They're in the back of the black cave. There's a lot of black and everything to go to find the diamond, and same with us as human beings. But the other thing too is what I help people do, which I really love, and I'm getting to do it on the level that I love doing it, when, you know, because hey, look, at the end of the day, you know, I was a top model agent. I don't just like cruise around looking for people to put on my book. So people weren't getting access to people and the networks that I've got for them as well. Because the other thing that I'm doing is, like, say for example, I'm working with Wycliffe, and we have to find 40, they want me to find 40 models that I train, you know, for their Wycliffe fashion show in front of 1,000 people. So these kids, all of a sudden, there's 40 opportunities available that weren't available before, unless you were at a model agency. So you don't have to be the 5'11" to be able to do this. You can actually enter through me. So the details on that will be coming soon. But the biggest thing I think it's about, and it's what you do as well, you make people believe in themselves and what they've already got in there. We're not doing anything, you know, sort of that's so out of the box. We're just helping them how to find what they've already got in there and connecting them with other people that can help. And that's what's so special about what we do.
That's awesome. Hey, everyone. Thanks so much for listening. So we've had Amanda Betts from Over to You and Bridge the Gap. For the show notes and all the links that we've mentioned today, you can check it out. GoToGirl.co.nz or GoToGirlSocialMedia.com. You'll end up in the same place. And this episode is episode 87. Thanks for listening.
Thank you.